Hello there you, and welcome to a Tau defensive line that's about to be swarmed by this greenskin menace. Will the Tau be able to defend their hilltop fort, or will the greenskins claim another victim in their war? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. But now, let's get on with the slaughter. Here we go then, folks. Greenskin War is well underway, and already that first barrage there just annihilated 10,000 orcs. That pulse fire coming out to the XV8 suits here, definitely not to be trifled with. The orc front line, oh my god, is getting disintegrated under the Tau's firepower here. Of course, this is what the Tau are famous for, though, using superior firepower to keep the enemy at bay. And the orcs, oh my, they're already coming up to 50,000 losses here, as they tried to close the gap. Now, unfortunately for the orcs as well, we also do have some Karut over here helping to defend them front lines. We have got a lot of the XV8 suits. Look at that, just ripping open the Orky frontier. The Karut go charging out, going to form a defensive line here, trying to keep the orcs as far back as possible. And them losses are really starting to mount. Oh my god, we're rapidly approaching 100,000 here. And I just love how them XV8 suits just carve paths out to the Orc Horde. But that front line developing nicely here as the Karut go into melee combat. Oh man, there's another volley there coming in from the XV8 suits. Now the Orcs really need to start outflanking this group as quickly as possible. They need to push units right out of here. But you can see already it's being countered as the Karut try to hold the flank back. We haven't got as much firepower over the side, so it is going to be hard for the Karut to hold this line. The Orcs are pouring reinforcements into it though. Meanwhile, our center lines are holding quite nicely for now. We have got more Karut coming in here. Looks like the line is a little bit thin actually in this section. A big group of Storm Boys have made their way to the frontier, supported by Mega Nobs. And they're just breaking through. Oh my god, look at that firepower just coming in, tearing us under. Hundreds of orcs with each burst here. But the down lines, they're getting a little bit worried now. The Karut are running out on the front line. We're starting to get a lovely little blood lake forming down here though. But the orc losses are starting to mount here. They've got just around about 2 million units here with which to push the Tau positions. Now you can see actually the flanks are looking really nice and secure at the moment. Even though there's not as much firepower coming out, they are actually holding longer than the center lines. That's going to be real good here for the Tau defenders. Oh my god. These XV8 suits, man, look at that. Devastating firepower that just comes out of them. Looks like some of the hammerhead tanks here are taking a little bit of a beating. You can see that we've still got Karut in amongst the Tau defenders here, so not all melee combatants have been killed yet. It does look like the orcs can start pushing forward though. We've got these little distractions for them at the moment, providing them invaluable seconds of cover, but the surge is slowly starting to happen here. The orcs are grinding out the pathway. With each single death, they are pushing further and further forward. Looks like they're actually starting to outflank this position as well now. You can see that the Tau have moved a couple of units into position here to try and provide some covering fire. This hilltop fort really does offer them a very good view of the Orky Horde though, just allowing them to lay down that firepower. And there is a lot of orcs here. Oh my days, there's so many. I love how it just goes off into the distance. Again, no, flanks are still holding. They have got a little bit of fire support, but it is not much. And it does look like the entire center line has almost been broken through here, though. But luckily, this little trickle of Karut that keep coming out of our Tau lines are keeping the orcs busy for now. You can see that they keep trying to attack each individual one. Oh my days. Oh, that pulse fire, you gotta love it. But yeah, look at these guys. Some of them are getting gunned down by the Tau Daka, by the Orc Daka here, but a couple of them are actually getting close. The orcs, though, have made this little blood lake at the bottom. Oh man, that could be dangerous, actually. This could become impassable if it gets deep enough here. Pushing through the forest, the orcs are starting to close that gap. You can see some of the Tau here trying to get back up the hill. There is not many Karut coming out now, guys. The orcs are going to be up on them very soon here. You can see they're already trying to push up the base of the hill here. Storm Boys at the front with the nobs. Oh man, the hill is under assault here at all angles. See, now, what the Tau are going to have to do is just try and keep the Orks at bay for as long as possible. But what's slowly going to happen is the bodies of the Orks are going to build up around the edges of this cliff face here. And it'll make the terrain more and more pathable, allowing more and more Orks to get up there. God, how many more were in there? I'm a little bit worried about this blood lake at the bottom here for the Orks. This could divide their army, which would allow the Tau to start focusing their combat firepower here. Oh, the flanks are slowly starting to fall as well on this side. The Orks now closing that gap. We still do have more Karuk coming out their side though. That could be good. But the Orks are closing that gap, even with all this firepower coming out of the Tau lines. The Orks have lost 500,000 units now, 1.5 mil still on the field here. Can the Taus at 40 here hold out? I mean, look at that front. Oh, it just disintegrates. As it slowly moves in here, it just thins out rapidly. Of course, the Tau basically not able to miss a single shot against a horde this size. I mean, look, you can already see the body landscaping that's going on this side. The Orks now able to make more of a concerted effort to get up that hill, but they are being met by extreme pulse fire coming from these Tau rifles. Oh, look at that, though. They've closed the gap on this side. Of course, Tau, naturally, these guys, the Fire Warriors, useless in melee combat. We have got this tiny little trickle recruits making their way down the side of the mountain, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Although it is holding them back. Look at that. A tiny little bit of breathing room was created there. The Orks are starting to try and surround the hill here. Again, more Karuk coming back out, trying to hold back the Orky Greenskins, but no, their numbers are unending. Look at this assault. It's slowly converted the side of the mountain into mushroom fungi. And that is a concerted effort coming out to the Orks now. You can see the Dakar as well for the Orks starting to build up in this side. Starting to cover fire into the Tau. Oh man, that is a scary sight. Look at all them Orks. Oh, that is terrifying. I would not want to be a little blue man at this moment in time. The Firecaster wondering what life decisions they've made that led them to face down an Orky horde. But they do still have the firepower on the side. There may only be 38,000 of them left defending here, but they've still got the firepower. Look at this. Oh my god. The Ork flank is trying to push around here, but they are meeting stiff resistance on this side. It's very scattered at the moment. The Orks need to get more reinforcements onto the side of the field. You can see a couple of Tau really backed up to the mountain to try and get a better view of the battlefield as they can. And from here, they can actually provide covering fire to both sides. That's kind of unique. I like that idea here from the Tau. Oh man, the Orks are just keep relentlessly pushing up. I'm really not sure if the Tau can do this. 1.3 million. Okay, so they've killed about 200,000 since we last had a look there. And the body piles are starting to get ridiculous. Look at this. What I was saying earlier about the corpses building up, making it more easily pathable for the Orks. It's starting to happen now. The Tau might be in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, the brutality here. I absolutely love that. Oh, poor Orkies. I'm so sorry, guys. I might have put down a little bit too much firepower. I don't know, though. The Orks are still grinding this one out. I've got hope for our Orky Greenskin brethren. I mean, look at this side. Oh, my days. That is a heavy assault now coming in. The Orks actually managed to completely close the gap now up to the Tau lines. They're in there amongst them. Melee combat is happening. The Firecast are being torn asunder now. The Orky choppers raining down upon their heads. The firepower is trying to help out as much as it can. But this extended flank for the Orks might be a breaking point here. What the Tau don't want is for that rear line to be surrounded. They don't want to get pinned in. That could be real bad for them. But yeah, look at that. That is no doubt here now that the Orks are just smashing through the Fire Warriors. The kill counter for the Orks is going up quite rapidly. And I think it's because of this assault here. There's just not enough firepower to keep the Orky hordes at bay. All the XV8 suits are over this side trying to hold back the main lines. And they are doing that. They're very successful. I mean, the Orcs have struggled to get close to this side, but yeah, just not enough firepower coming into our flanks. Is this the coup de grace that the Orcs have been wanting here? Let's go over to the other side. How are we holding out on here? Okay, so yeah, oh my god, yeah, they're getting through this side. It's only Karut holding them back. We've got a little bit of firepower helping out, but again, not that much. Looks like we've actually got a little bit of a counter charge going on. Miraculously, somehow, we've managed to get enough Karut boys forward here to start counter charging the Orcs, creating a lovely little gap here, a bit of breathing room for the Tau, desperately needed. But the question still remains, do the Tau have enough here? I'm really worried about this flank. I think the Orcs could completely overwhelm this side. Again, some of the terrain here really working in the Tau's favor, breaking up the Orcs' attack. So even though they have got this far, there's still a little bit of a cliff face in front of them, which is going to narrow their attack vectors until they can pile up enough bodies here. But it is a slow and brutal fight on this side. The Orcs are taking stupendous losses now, well over 1 million kills. Half of the Orc army has been eviscerated. Have they got enough here to claim Tau Hill? I don't know. It's got a lot. Oh man, look at all this. So yeah, the blood pool from earlier has now grown. The Orcs are starting to struggle a little bit to pass through this. It is getting to a point now where it is too deep to actually get through. The Orcs can't swim through it. They'll just drown. Oh man, look, that is just such a sight, isn't it? Watching a greenskin horde like this climb up the side of a mountain. It is an insane... Just look at them all. The boys. The war is well underway here now. The tower just breaking over the 1.1 million mark. Oh, look at the Orcs though. They're starting to push out this flank a little bit more now. They're trying to attack these guys in the middle. But it looks like they might just have enough firepower on this side to keep these few little Orcs that are incursioning in here at bay for now. I am really getting worried about this side. Look at the Orc bodies that have piled up though now. The Tau defenders here. Point blank shots coming out as the Orcs come over the dead comrades. Oh, look at that. Holy crap. Oh, that is so terrifying. Oh, greenskins and Tyranids, man. Some of the things you do not want to face off against in the Warhammer world. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are terrifying things out there, but they're intelligent life, whereas I'm not saying that Tyranids and, you know, Orcs aren't intelligent, but there's something about the raw brutality of this Orky mass just charging at you that, I don't know, that the Eldar don't have. Like, if I was watching Eldar do this, it wouldn't be as, like, crappy pants moment as it is with the Orcs and Tyranids. There's just something different about them. Orcs and Tyranids swarms hit different, you know what I mean? It's some ravenous, horrible thing, and there's no reasoning, there's just nothing. I mean, I'm actually kind of amazed though that the Orcs have not yet gained purchase here. We seem to be keeping them at bay. The pulse fire is enough at the moment, but is there a critical mass turning point? That is the true question here. Are the Tau going to lose just enough that the Orcs start to manage to push through? Because, I mean, look at that. The horde is still magnificent. Though it does look like they've not got as many reinforcements on that side of the field, interestingly enough. Maybe the Tau can break that flank. I mean, these guys on this side have been holding out really well as well. I was expecting these to get overwhelmed by now, but somehow... somehow they're keeping the Orcs at bay. As the greenskins come charging over the corpse mounds of the dead comrades. They're just getting obliterated. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do this now. I'm starting to question this. The Tau's losses have slowed down here. I think most of the losses are coming from things like the Karut, who are over here at the moment fighting the Orcs. So I think this is where most of the losses for the Tau are actually happening. I don't think the Orcs are killing many of the Fire Warriors. But this could all be part of the process here for the Orky hordes. I mean, look at this. They've managed to close that gap from where they had a bit of breathing room from earlier. And now the full assault is back underway. Oh god, look, we've got all roly-polies going on over here. You guys are meant to be fighting, not rolling down the hill. What are you doing? Flipping orcs. Rather have fun. Amazing, though, that the tower have not yet crumbled. Like I said, I don't know how they're actually doing this. You'd expect with the orcs being this close that something's got to give. But no, it's been about, what, 5-10 minutes now that the tower have actually just been holding it in this formation. Not a single part of the line has collapsed. The orcs haven't actually managed to push through. And I don't think they're pushing the wider flank anymore. No, look at this. We've managed to get a load of fire warriors spreading out on this side of the field. These weren't here earlier. So that's actually helped to close up this bigger flank. And it might actually be that the tower, again, clear up the flank. Because look, we're starting to run out of orkies on the larger flank. This is it. This is all the pushing with. Have we got reinforcements coming around? Okay, so we have got a few that are making the way from the far area all the way around here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Even though it's a constant flow, have the town got enough firepower to keep them at bay here? 600,000 orcs left on the field. Oh man, look at that. The relentless green tide. It's still going to be one hell of a cleanup operation either way after this. Like, can you imagine how many drones you'd actually need to clear up all the mushrooms off the floor now? You're just going to have to go through the entire area with flamethrowers and just hope that you didn't miss a single mushroom. Because that'll just spawn 4 more orcs. I'm actually amazed that some of these tanks are still going as well. Still blasting out rail rounds. Somehow the Orky shooters haven't, and the Dakar haven't managed to take out all the suits. Perhaps that'll be the tipping point here. You see that we've got a weird wall of Dakar over here. It's almost like a straight line of Orky Dakar. I don't know what that's about, guys. They believe they need to be in straight lines, and that's what they're doing. Oh, look at this. The bodies really have piled up enough on this side now that the orcs are releasing an almost all-out assault. The firepower of the tower is definitely getting split in multiple directions now. What you don't want to happen, though, is get pincer maneuvered in the center. Look at all this. This is a massive fire base. The tower have just managed to basically dominate the hilltop landscape here, putting fire warriors in critical positions to be able to overwatch each other. And that kind of level of firepower, the orcs have just been struggling to push through this, even with the Dakar helping out. But like I said, there might be a critical turning point here. There might just be that tipping point where the Tau just lose one too many men and they just don't have enough firepower anymore. Because the orcs are still getting kills. I mean, look at this. They are feeling like they're closing that gap. And we have got a load of dead fire warriors over here on the floor. Have we reached that critical point yet? The XV8 suits still pumping out that fire. I don't know, that's looking a little bit shaky then for a second on over this side. 22,000 tower remaining, 400,000 orcs. Let's have a look, how we doing? Yeah, look at this, we're actually starting to run out of orky reinforcements. I think this could be a Tau victory here. If the orcs cannot keep the pace up in these flanks, that could be that, because the Tau, see, the thing with the towers is they're really good at concentrated firepower. So the more you start to outflank them, the less and less their firepower becomes concentrated. And that allows the front lines to start collapsing. And now, I don't know if the orcs have got the units here to fling at the flanks anymore. I think the Tau might win this. This is becoming deadly now. The orcs are starting to take huge losses. I mean, that kill counter is going so rapid. It's like 1,000 a second, at least. Okay, so what I'm going to do, quickly hit a little bit of a time-lapse camera here, see if the Orkies can push through this. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Orkies here now come down to the last 40,000 boys. Unfortunately now, something rather interesting happened. The Tau here actually split into two fire bases on top of either hill here, and that seems to have worked magnificently for them here. That funneled the Orcs into both sides, allowing them to focus their fire, so they didn't have to worry about the flanks as much. And yeah, look, you can see the result for yourself here. The Orky bodies have piled up high. Just look at this. Oh man, now the tower just storming over him and using him as cover. Right into the flank here. The poor old Orcs, man. I mean, they get such a bad rep. The problem with the Orcs is that if you give them too many shooters, they just win outright. The Orc Dakar is far too strong sometimes. Oh my god, as proved in the zombies video. Oh my gosh, look at that though. The poor old Orcs, they've just been piled up here on the battlefield. And I mean, look at that. Look at all the blood that's out the back there. You can see where the hammerhead tanks have been killing vast swathes of them as well. I mean, these little piles here, that's all from the hammerhead tanks from the Tau. But yeah, the last of the Orcs now, 9,000 of them charging up the hill here, totally unaware that the battle is already over. Oh my days. But ladies and gentlemen, I do think that we can be ending this one here. And naturally, there's only one thing left to do as always, and that's to clean up the battlefield. So as always, do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all you channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.